Password accepted.
I'm guessing that it's going on right now. Yes, right. Hi. Woo. Hi. Y'all sit down. Oh my gosh. Albright like America, baby. I'm an American fan. I'm going to tell you what. I know if you have not been to Europe, which apparently is a country over there, and some people know that it's more than one country. I'm not going to go through that exam, but I'm an American fan, okay? So we did get back Sunday night. Welcome to the TWC. Thanks for tuning in and watching, everybody that's watching and listening in. Thank you for listening in and dialing in. Thank you for your time. I don't underestimate your time and the value you're taking away from whatever you were doing, hanging out with family or watching the Young and Restless or whatever it is that you stepped away from, or Scrabble or whatever you do, or Angry Birdies. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. We did get back into the States Sunday night, and we were in Copenhagen. You can enjoy this country whether you chew or dip or not. Apparently it has nothing to do with that. Copenhagen, which is Denmark. Copenhagen being a city, Denmark being a country. Some of you already knew that. Some of you are going, really? And I'm in the really crowd. Had never been to Denmark before, but now I have. And then we went to Amsterdam, which apparently is a different country. What's the name of that country? Huh? Netherlands. See, one person said Netherlands. So for the rest of you that knew, why didn't you say something? Amsterdam, Netherlands, which apparently is the home of where Transamerica, the original head company that owns the American base. Yeah, they didn't invite, never mind. That's where it's from, Netherlands. And we're Amsterdam, so we were Copenhagen for 4 days, Amsterdam for 5 days, and then we flew from there to Barcelona, which is in Spain. I feel like a smart person when I'm telling you these things. And we went to Spain for another 5 days. So whatever it is, 14 days there at these places, and then flying back and forth. We're gone 15 straight days. I told my wife, I was like, how much more vacation do we have left after this? You know what I mean? Most people, they take 15 days, they're pretty much spent. You know what I mean? That's 15 days off straight. And it was me and Jane mostly. We did get to hang out. We did get a brief 5 days with Alex and Jenny Aben. We invited them to attend some of the meetings with us, and Jim Henson and Shirley. But most of it was me and Jane. We did meet all of the brand new, completely new executives at Mutual of Omaha, and all of the completely new executives at Transamerica, which is a big deal, getting to know the relationships. And but I'm telling you, just so you know, and my wife is watching right now, is it was mostly me and her. We got a lot of time together, and we had a blast, and we had just fun. People say, "What's your favorite part?" My favorite part was with Jane, and we had we decided one night that we're going to do room service, and we watched a movie. And before I left this morning, she said, "Before you go and start running your mouth, the name of the movie was," and she told me. I don't remember. Okay, let me be clear. The point of her telling me the name of the movie, because she knows I was not watching the movie. Okay, and I don't remember what it was, but apparently it was a good movie. We had a blast. We just hung out, and we got to know these executives. I think he's been flashing some pictures up. Billy, can you show the part where we pretty much own Transamerica picture? That one right there. This is the vice president of Transamerica. Apparently we've got a good deal coming. This is all Bacardi bottles, and that's him kissing on her. And so I said I was going to show that because I knew she'd be watching, and she'd want to fight when we get home, and I'll be like, yes! I need a break. So, Adam Katz, my marriage coach, is going like, it's crazy to get to do that. And by the way, we're staying at the Arts Hotel. It's the Ritz. It's just the Ritz, Jane. It's owned by the Ritz. And we're staying at this is most exclusive places in the world. We just went to some of the most beautiful places in the world and ate. And it was just crazy, suffice it to say. I want you to travel like that. Our next trip coming up is Banff. How many of you are going with us to Banff? Okay, let me say it again. How many of you are going with us to Banff? Raise your hand. All of y'all are going to Banff? Okay, y'all stand up and let's clap for all these people that are going to Banff, Canada. Wow. Wow. Okay, y'all grab a seat. All right, great. I'm glad that many, I was surprised that many of you are going to Banff because the last Instant Thunder, we didn't have that many people had won a trip, so it was a lot of newer people. How many of you in this group, just so I know who I'm talking to, have joined us in the last 6 months? In the last 6 months, you joined us. Raise your hand. How about stand up? Let's clap for these people who joined us in the last 6 months. All these in the last 6 months. All right. Y'all grab a seat. All these brand new people. And then the contest that we're underway is we're going to the Mediterranean. We'll fly you into Barcelona, which now we know all things about it. We know all kinds about it. And, people say, should we go in there early? Yes, you should go in a couple days early. Our favorite spot, me and Jane talked a little bit this morning about that. Katz was over at the house and was Barcelona of the other. And don't get me wrong. By the way, how many of you were in Venice? How many was in the Venice trip? Okay, listen to this, Stephen. There's 20% more canals in Amsterdam than there is in Venice. I was like, what? I know. But being there a week, we figured it out. They're right. They're everywhere. There's more about Amsterdam, but I'm not going to talk more about it. It's just a crazy place. But just knowing stuff like that. So we're going the contest we're running now is you can win 7 nights, 8 days in the Mediterranean, flying into Barcelona, and we're going all over the Mediterranean and all kinds of crazy stops. Adam Katz, if anybody wants to join us, we're going to play a couple of hands of blackjack in Monte Carlo. I mean, can you imagine, like, I was like, sure, I'll play a few hands with you there. It's going to be awesome. It's just some beautiful cities. And the ship we're going on, it's going to be incredible. Every single person can win this trip. It's unlimited. There's not a budget problem. And the ability to win is set so low at 90,000 points. The only problem, the only thing is your want to. If you don't want to go, I can't make you. I just can't. I'm going to sell you on it. Your manager's going to talk to you. And I got so many people just under the line. They're going, don't worry. And I go, I'm not, because I'm way above the line. You're the one that's slightly below the line. You should worry. You shouldn't worry about me worrying. You should worry. What am I going to do? Call more appointments, set more appointments. That makes sense? If you want to win, win. We want all of you to win. Will it be worth it? Raise your hand again if you. Who has been on one of our all expense paid trips? Stand up if you've been on any of our all expense trips around the world. These are the people to talk to and just say, is it worth it? Look at them. Just look around. Say, all right, I'm going to get a hold of that one. Y'all grab a seat, grab a seat, grab a seat. We can try to sell you, but it's up to you. We give them bonus. All you got to do is write your first business with Foresters or CFG. You get 5,000 points. All you got to do is hire people immediately, ask them to write their first business with Foresters or CFG, and you get another 5,000 points. And you get money, you get points for the premium that you paid. And then once you get 2 people writing business, and then one underneath them, we give you another 25,000 bonus points. It's like, duh. So I'm not going, people going to ask me like, well, is there any going to be specials toward the end? No, the specials are now. The special is called time. Time is on your side. We got June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And each one of these months is made up about 30 days. And each one of those days about 24 hours. Okay? So, all right, I'm fired up. You have no idea. I texted a few people from overseas, and then obviously since I've been back, I've texted quite a few people, and I said, you have no idea my excitement. Because what traveling does for you, and think about this, those of you that have traveled with us, it opens your mind to the possibilities. You just sit there and going like, you know, if they did this, why can't I do this? It seems like the accomplishments, my dreams and goals in life, seem so tiny when I travel a trip like that. It makes it go like, you're not thinking, Albright. You're holding yourself under like a rock. You're underestimating yourself because you see, like, I mean, this Picasso guy, hey, he was good. But he wasn't that good. I mean, he has all kinds of stuff. I'm like, look, he's way out of the line right here. I told my wife, I was like, that. His interpretations were not perfect. I was reading some of the interpretations compared to, I was like, maybe. You know, it's a matter of opinion. But he stuck with it. He stuck with it. He didn't quit. He didn't ever go like, I think I'm going to start selling mortgages. I mean, he's just like, I'm going to paint another one. Now, I'm not going to, he just kept going and going and going and going and going and going until he died. And he died crazy rich and enjoyed his life and was wearing all T-shirts and sweaty pants. He didn't care. And the lady was like, if you made his money, you wouldn't care either. I was like, I'm with that. Then this guy, Jean Moir, M-O-I-R, oh no. We can all be famous and wealthy. This sucker wrote like a line on the wall. A whole museum set up to this guy. One, he had a spot. And the lady goes, this allows time to consider the texture of the canvas. Oh, shouldn't we be talking about the fool that made the canvas? It was a spot. Look him up. James was like, shut. You're being rude to the people of this country. I said, these people have been scammed. And you can Google him. It's in. I looked it up. I was like, this is not real. I looked it up. I was like, it's real. It's on the internet. I mean, I'm just like, I'm going to go back and hire some more people. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm going to go get some more. I'm going to hire more people. I am going to travel to more cities and talk to more people in person and say, seriously, you should see this guy, what he did. Oh, he stuck with it. Oh, fool, Morir, had a part-time job for a while. I was like, that's a good idea right there. You know what I'm saying? He didn't quit. He had a part-time job, and he just did this painting thing until he got big enough and famous enough, basically had enough inventory and had enough overrides coming in, that he quit his job and he just did this full-time. I was like, yeah, what, full-time? Look it up, I'm telling you. Listen, one sculpture was a red stool with a yellow egg on it. That lady's like, check that out. I was like, you leave that sitting around NAA, somebody put that in a storage closet somewhere. Talking about Albright. Look at it. I'm not kidding you. It gives you a sense of what you can do when you travel these places and what other people have done. Now, the next thing I'm going to tell you, I'm 10 times more excited about it, but I'm not going to spend as much time because I don't think you will be, but some of you may be, some of you that get it. So I grew up as a kid pulling for a certain sport athletic team, NC State, the Wolfpack. And these guys are untouchable, like getting to talk to them, like you can't talk to the coaches or something because they're like busy and stuff. They're like of big universities. Well, when we got back Sunday night, on Monday morning, I was in my plane at 5 a.m. We got back Sunday night. At 5 a.m., I was in my plane, which that part right there is where I want to just sit down when I go like my plane. You know, when I go like, what did he say? You know, and I picked up the head football coach, Dave Dorian, and the head basketball coach, Mark Godfrey, and Wes Moore, who's the head women's basketball coach, and they piled into my plane, and the head of the booster club, Philip Woods, and I'm sitting like this close in the plane to the football coach and the basketball coach right here, and I don't say anything, just nice to meet you, and they start talking, and they get used to me. So we fly them around. We play golf with them. We go to lunch. We go to another meeting, and we talk, and I just talk and get to know them, and they get to know me, and we laugh and cut up, and then all of a sudden they start talking about we're recruiting and behind the scenes, like they're talking about firing this guy Godfrey, and he says, watch. No kidding. He goes, watch. He said, they don't know that I was in Turkey 2 months ago. They don't know my boy's going to sign this week, my 7-foot-tall guy. And I mean, Godfrey's fired, he's done, he's blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, and he's real country from Alabama. He's like, they don't know nothing what's going on over there in Turkey. My boy going to text me any minute. And so, I mean, you like I said, some of you aren't going to relate to this, but I'm just sitting here, I'm going like, he better hope they do because they got a lynch mob coming after him, because he's not built his team not that strong, right? And so we're talking somewhere in western North Carolina. We played golf, and he's talking to everybody, and he's looking down his text. And that joker looks down and starts grinning. And he says, uh-oh, this is big. And then somebody comes running out and says, go, you got to call in. And so he comes back out and he says, he's signed. He said, well, technically he's not signed, but he's verbally committed, and he's tweeted it. So in our mind, our old people mind, he's got to sign this piece of paper and fax it in, and we got to find it, and we got to get it, right? The genius kid signed the piece of paper, took a picture of it, and sent the picture. Boom. They said he signed. So this joker is about to cry excited. So he goes from like number 150th in the nation to the number 6 recruiting nation, or number 6 in the country, and he's just beside himself. He's like, yeah, I'm talking, what do they got to say now? All right, and no kidding. You know how like when there's tweets come out or newscasts come out and say, what's and all these other things. Well, he's reading them and laughing like crazy because they have their opinion of him and what's going on. He's giving the commentary of what's really going on. Does that make sense? And so I'm sitting there hearing this of people that are like legends to me, and and they're talking to me and they're explaining it to me, like trying to help me understand, and I'm getting it. And then the football coach, Dorian, we lost this guy, our quarterback went pro, and so we've got 2 freshmen that are competing for the job. And I say, so how are they handling competition? He said, they both think they're better than the other one. I said, what do you think? He said, well, this one's better at passing, this one's better at running. I said, what are you going to do? He said, I'm going to play this one more when we pass. I'm going to play this one more when we run. He said, sometimes we're going to put in the run guy because the other team's going to see the pattern. That's where we're going to trick him because he's a pretty good passer too. He said, and what y'all don't know is we just signed a 3rd one who thinks he's better than any of the 2. He's transferring in from Boise. And in Boise, we just got their trick offensive coach who practices trick plays. He said, you're going to love this guy. He said, most teams will run a trick play every once in a while. We practice a trick play every single day. He said, it's going to be fun. And his quarterback's coming with him, and he thinks he's better than these 2. I said, what do you think? He said, well, he's better in some things. He said, but does that make, sitting there having this conversation. And then they would go, well, let me tell you this, but you can't tell nobody. I'd be like, talk to me, baby. Those were my pay attention moments. And so we did this for 24 hours, and then the next day, same thing, head this direction. And the more they got to know me, the more it was, let me tell you how it really is. Let me tell you what the deal is. Let me tell you inside scoop. Oh, and I'm just loving it. You know, you can imagine this. I'm just going, this is cray. And then here's the best. Well, second best. Second best is this. We land in the plane in Burlington, North Carolina, and we pull up to our hangar. And they look out the window and he goes, is that your Ferrari? And then the other guy goes, what is that one? I said, that's a Maybach. He said, what's a Maybach? I said, it's a higher class than the Mercedes. It's their coach. And he was like, their coach? Like I'm a coach? I was like, Coach, you would like this car. And he says, hey, how much they cost? I don't know if y'all. I don't know, I was just so fired up to hear this. You know what I mean? I was like, a lot. And then the football coach, he goes straight to the H1. Oh, by the way, the basketball coach is filming. Is that cool? So then they came over here and they met Chris Revis, and they met Amber, and they met Tony Hardy, and they met Matt, and they met Greg Mullis, and Andy Lee, and they met Chelsea. And those jokers were like, they were looking around here. They were looking where y'all are sitting. And they went out and they saw the basketball court. And the national champion, guy with a big national champion ring, he's like, I heard you got a basketball court. I said, let me show it to you. So you're wondering if this is going to be a one-time event, right? Are they ever going to let you do it? Coach goes over to the head guy, the head booster club, and he said, how come he don't travel with us when we do travel games and sit behind the bench a lot? And the guy said, and he just kind of did his hands, and he said, make that happen. And then he said, come here, can I get your cell phone number? I was like, I tell you what, you just dial yourself, that way it'll go into your phone. I love these guys. You know, I love these guys. And that's the way it ended in my office, them each dialing and me giving them stuff and saying, I'm going to pick some of them up Friday again. And is that, I don't know. Like that's just, it is what it is. And, you know, and Jane, my wife's just happy for me. She didn't go on a part of that. She knows how I feel about that and how intense I get about that. Is that just crazy, you know? Hey, to be clear, this is not neither one of the things I just talked about are my ultimate goal. Okay, there's nothing to do with my ultimate. It has everything to do with my ultimate goal, but it has nothing to do with my ultimate goal. Does that make sense? By the way, there's one of my buddies out there that says, Andy, I'm having trouble with my ultimate goal. my ultimate goal got taken away. I said, I'm going to explain something to you, bro. It's impossible for my ultimate goal to be taken away. He says, are you going to talk to me more about that? I go, bro, you got to figure that out. And I'm willing to tell you, but I can't just tell you, because a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. I got to get him to figure out what that is. I really do. And it's a big deal, Gus, to get him to figure it out. It's only one thing. It's only one thing. It's not hard. Like I ask people stuff. Okay, so we got to move on to that. All right, but the ultimate goal is accomplished by different goals that are created along the way, and it allows other people to follow. Like, for example, how many of you would like to follow the goal of traveling around the world? Okay, I'm going to talk to you in plain, simple terms on how to do that. Other than I've already said, make more phone calls. That's as plain as I can make it. But I can do better than that. Okay? All right. I see June 18th through 25th, we're in Banff. We have a convention here that is sold out July 21st through 24th. It's getting better and better. It's funny because me and Revis was talking about this change we've made and a couple of adjustments that are going to make it better than ever. And he was like, we can promote this. I was like, we've already sold out. Why are we going to promote? The one thing, Davies, I want to let you know, we'll have Tim Goad here in this, right here in the main, which is like unlimited. And then we had you a place where there's only 200 people to sign up. Here's the problem. 200 people signed up, so it's sold out. So we're going to move you over there where you can have 400 or 500 people. You with me? So where that one says sold out, we're going to fix that. So should people still sign up? Yes. We need, matter of fact, next week we have a special Instant Thunder that we're going to try to make it even, I don't see how we can because you guys are so intense. We're going to try to make it even better next week because these are mostly people that can't come to our LeadCon. So I would highly recommend, and what we did is we went to the people that are on the waiting list and we said we'll do a special, and there is more room. We have about 15 more spots available next week, but we're going to cut it off just like we did this one, and we're going to end it. So there's going to be people on the waiting list for Lead Convention, and then they're not going to get in to Instant Thunder. You said, what are we going to do? They'll just have to wait. People say, waiting's not bad, is it? Not if you're a patient person who has been broke for a long time and is not really upset about staying broke longer. This is not going to be a problem. But if you're a person that wants it all and wants it now and wants it bigger and wants it better, then you probably are going to be upset. You go, Andy, what's the solution? Sign up. There's 15 more spots. Geez, spell it out. Does that make sense? So that is next weekend. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. There's another Instant Thunder. I'm happy that you're coming next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but I'm not waiting for you. I'm going to Washington, D.C. on Monday and Detroit that night. And for the minimalists out there that are trying to do the least you can do, I know this seems overkill, that I'm going to go to D.C. on Monday, Detroit on Tuesday night, Chicago on Tuesday morning, and Cincinnati on Tuesday night, and then back here and have 125 people. I know that seems like I'm crazy, like as in doing a lot. The reason it seems like that is because I want to live differently than everybody else. Does that make sense? I want to do the crazy because I want to live the crazy. Like I enjoyed the last 18 days of my life like you can't imagine. As much as I missed you, Balak, I had a blast doing what I was doing. Does that make sense? I'm going to do it again and again and again. Like crazy dreams. And the only way you'll get crazy is do crazy. So if you can send people to the D.C. meeting, the Detroit, Chicago, or Cincinnati, that'd be awesome. I do have a West Coast swing planned in June. I say west, I'm going that direction in the King Air. My King is set up for East Coast swings not west, but I'm going to take it out west. And the way we're going to do it, we're going to go to Minneapolis first and do a hot spot up there, a big-time training. We're going to fly from there to Denver. We're going to fly from Denver to Rancho Cucamonga, California. We're going to come back to Phoenix and then back to the house. So I'm gone another week. Is that, you with me? It's kind of a crazy week, but that you need to put that on your calendar. Okay. All right. I think I got the stuff up front out of the way. Out of the way meaning it's details. It's what I want to talk to you about two different big subjects. So the second subject, what I want to wrap up with, I believe, is how do you get your business as big as my business is now? So take your, whatever, you a new agency manager, Justin? Yes. Brand new agency manager, and become an executive board member, this level right here. We're a qualified executive board member. Go from this level to that level faster than you can imagine and cheaper than you can imagine. Does that make sense? That's what I want to show you how to do. It's not complicated. I'm going to boil it down to the real, very, very, very simple. So that's what I want to wrap up with. What I want to talk about before that is something different. I'm going to kick it off like this. So this is what I would want Mac to edit out and put it as a small package. The package that I'm going to throw at you right now is, I've named it 8 different things, but I want to name it for now, maximize, not minimalize. It's not complicated. Maximize, not minimalize. If you had a choice to pick, Jen, between a balanced life, I'm going to get 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, and 8 hours of doing video games. That's balanced because you got 8 hours of video, 8 hours of work, 8 hours of sleep, right? It's 24 hours. That's pretty dang balanced. You can say, I want to spend 4 hours with this child, 4 hours with this child, 4 hours with my spouse. And then I want to work 8 hours, and you balance it out. This is what a lot of broke people or pitiful people, I call them, just pitiful. You feel like it, I feel like, Chris, I just want to hug them, just can make them feel warm and better. But because they feel so miserable about their life. But their life is balanced, okay? At least they say it's balanced. Or would you rather have fulfilled life where you're just so ecstatic and so excited about life? Would you rather be balanced or fulfilled if you had that choice? Let me ask you this. Would you rather be happy or balanced? Happy. My question is how to be happy, how to get fulfilled. Now, you could even throw in there big dreams or little dreams. You want to fulfill big dreams or do you want to fulfill little dreams? Which one do you prefer? People say, well, I would rather be balanced and have little dreams than to be off balance and running all the time and becoming a super successful person. This talk is not for you. I don't disagree with you. I'm just not looking for you. I'm looking for the ones, Ron, that want to go, shoom! Because up there is how we create more of the ultimate package, the ultimate success.
That's right.
Okay? All right. Here's minimalize in my mind. It's people that say, what's the least that I can do? It's just a real simple question. What's the least I can do? Well, least you can do for what? What's the least amount of phone calls I can do? Let's do the average. I've got June, July, August, September, October, November, December. I got this much time to win the trip. What's the least amount of phone calls I can do to get the least amount of appointments, so I have to leave my house the least amount so that I can get a minimum of 90,000 points and win the trip? What's the least I can do? That's what people say. They call it, what's the average I got to do between now and then? What they mean is, what's the least I got to do? Right? Here's what I hear some guys say. I want to stay married, but I don't want to do more than I got to do to stay married. Here's what they're saying. I want to do the least I have to do with my wife to keep her happy. I don't want her more than above minimum. I just want her minimum happy so she stays with me. Because I don't want to lose half my assets. I really do. They don't want to go like, I don't want to see how happy I can my wife. My wife don't need flowers. She's happy enough already. Does that make sense? We don't want to go over the top for her. That don't make no sense. Minimal. What's the least I got to do? How about this one? What's the least I got to do to get in heaven? And will breaking this cause me? Oh no, you can get in with that. Oh, good. Because all I want to do is the minimum. I don't want to get in heaven and get a great position. I just want to get in there. I ain't trying to impress nobody up there. I just want to get in. There's people that do that at universities. They say, like, I play for a big university now. Why do I want to win a championship? Why do I want to start? I got the jersey. What's the minimum I got to do to get to play next year? Hey, how many times do I have to show up in class to keep from getting a 0? What is the curve? What's the curve, boss? It's minimalize. What's the least I can do? So many people think like that. Minimalize. Minimalist. It's based on a view of themselves. They're thinking, I can't get a top job. I can't win a championship. And so what happens is that breeds habits that create, what do they call it? Predicting your own self-fulfilling prophecy. So then they start eating too much, drinking too much drugs, not enough exercising. Hey, I understand this association thing. What's the minimum times you think I need to come down to the headquarters? About once a month, once a quarter. What's the minimum? Tell me what the minimum is on association. Are you telling me if I hang around with drug addicts, I'm going to become one? Well, what's the minimum I got to do? In other words, can I stay one day a week and not become one of them? Not what's the maximum association can I do, but what can I get away with in association? I got to listen to audio? How many hours I got to listen to a week? A day? Read? You want me to read? Where's the minimum? 15 minutes? Got it. And it's because people don't think that they can do much over that. It's self-image. It's self-fulfilling. It's what they see of themselves. What that creates is a lesser you. It creates a more mundane you. It creates a you that looks like more of the people. Y'all know that when you have a hierarchy structure, these people all look alike. These people look differently. Why they look differently? Cars they drive, people they associate with, their attitude, their smile, their enthusiasm, their passion. What looks different? Same down here. Same? So the lesser you become of you, the lesser you, the more you look like other people. Nothing wrong with that. Just be aware you're not unique. They say, I don't want to be like everybody and try to give everything I've got. I just want to be me. You just said the opposite of what you think. The more you try to do everything you possibly can do, the more you separate yourself. The more you do the minimum, the more you look like everybody else. It looks like no unique you. You look like every other you. Bah. That makes sense? I read this the other day and I was like, this is awesome. It said, people want the fruit without the toil. And I was like, he means soil. Right? You want to grow the fruit without the soil. The soil being the environment. But what he was saying is people want the results without the work. They don't want to do the work. They just want to go on a trip. I want to go on a trip. What's the minimum amount I got to do? In other words, the desire to work is not part of this program. The desire to give to the community is not part of the program. The desire to change your life, Brandon, is not the part of the program. The part where I win the trip is the part of the program. It's called the fruit without the toil. It's called the garden without the soil. And when the soil is not there, when the environment is not right, Linda, it's very difficult to get the fruit. And the soil requires plowing and work, right, Terry? That's what I'm talking about. All right. So, minimizing breeds mediocrity. Minimize breeds mediocrity. It's the destroyer of passion. I just don't know, Andy. Where do you get your enthusiasm from? Okay, where do you think it comes from? What's the least I got to do? How about this question? What's the most I could do today? What's the most? How tricky could I be to get the most possibly done today? People say, you want to work smarter, not harder. And I go, I didn't say nothing about not working hard. I said how to work smart. I'm still going to work hard as everything and work smarter harder. Does that make sense? That's where the enthusiasm comes. Minimalization breeds mediocrity. It kills passion. It kills excellence. It is the cancer of society. It's rampant. And it's okayed. It's authorized by the majority. Where's the majority? When you have a hierarchy structure, where's the majority? At the low point. You're approved by the low people. Woo-hoo! You go, but you can become presidency getting these people to vote for you. But they don't vote for other people that are down there with them. They vote for the people that's way different. That's psycho crazy. Have you seen the candidates? Can I get an amen? The psycho crazy gets the votes from all the people down here. Hello! What part don't you figure out? Yeah, they don't look around and say, well, they might say this, but they're going to do anything. I think you ought to be president. I think you ought to be president. And that's where that ends. I'm going to mess with you on this one. Our education system. Okay, this is the part, let me just tell y'all. I didn't think of this. You're going to know it when I see it. Now, he didn't think of that. Education is a word that comes from a Latin word called educare. And the Latin word means to draw out. What do? We tell them what they need to know, and then we tell them the minimum score they need to pass to the next test. People say, Andy, why is it when you talk to me that I feel like I want to give more and do my best and I want to give it all? It's because I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm trying to draw out what you can do. That's why people say, I'm going to do this calendar, Andy. Would you tell me how to do my calendar? And I go, I don't know. What do you want to accomplish? How much you think you could do? What would you be willing to do? Not, let me show you. Mondays you're going to recruit half a day, and the second day, I ain't telling you all that. Stuff ain't that complicated. You show it to me and says, okay, I don't know. Well, show me. What kind of results is this going to get? Well, I'm going to become an agency manager within 6 years. I go, look, your plan looks adequate. If you wanted to be agency manager in the next 6 months, you're going to have to make some adjustments. And then when people say, what adjustments do I need to make to acquire that position within 6 months? Here's what they want to say. What's the least I can do on my calendar to acquire it in 6 months? Nobody's saying, when you say, Andy, I am working 24/7, 7 days a week, I say, I'm going to tell you what you need to do. You need to get more talented and more skilled. I'm willing to help you become more talented and more skilled. It is hard for me to put in you what God left out of you. I can help skill, but I can't put want to up in your head. I can't put want to in you. You bring me want to, I can work with your skill level. You bring me minimalized, and I just love you. I give you a hug. High five, low five. Love you. You with me? Tell me what I'm doing wrong. I don't know. I ain't getting into it. that make sense? I can't tell you what you're doing wrong. You ain't going to want to. You say, well, why don't you look at me and tell me I ain't going to want to? You look at your own calendar and figure out what you want to is or not. Because you should be able to look at it and tell. You should know what you did in the last 24 to 48 hours. My last 24 to 48 hours, I go, Albright, you cray-cray. I mean, it's been every minute. And I've loved it. I haven't been, oh, are you tired? No, I'm about to jump out of my skin. Before the meeting, I told Robbie, I said, come over here, boy. You can see through that screen. Y'all see me jumping up and dancing a while ago? I was embarrassed. I didn't want to do it all over here. I was just I'm about to jump out of my skin, so fired up. Like the more I try to do all I can, the more crazier I am, more enthusiastic, more passionate I am. Okay, education is not to tell everybody what to do. It is to draw out the best that they have in them. Oh, yeah. Here's what I feel like sometimes. Please, nobody, don't get upset on this, but no, I'm being sincere. Sometimes I feel like, Glenn, I've recruited a bunch of racehorses who think they're donkeys. And I feel like I'm arguing with them sometimes. I go, no, you can run. And they're like, do you know what happened to me as a child? I was like, it didn't make you a donkey. It made you a slower horse. You see the difference? You're not going to become EVP in 18 months. It's going to take you like 24 months, not 18 months. But if you act like a donkey, you're not going to get there. You see the difference? It's doing all you can do, broken horsey. You see what I'm saying? You can't be a donkey. That's not going to work. You got to be a horsey. Does that make sense? You could do the same thing with, I got eagles who think they're turkeys. Yeah. So the little eagle fell out of the ground and turkeys raised him, so he walks around not flying. And then somebody walks up to him and they say, boss man, look here. You a eagle. He's like, why am I walking around here pecking on the ground? If I'm an eagle, he'd be like, flappy, flappy. Hello, flappy, flappy. I mean, I can't figure out why I don't have enough points to win the trip. Bookie appointments, bookie appointments, bookie appointments, bookie appointments, bookie appointments. You're not a turkey, bro. You're not a donkey. You're just not flappy, flappy. Does that make sense? I'm just like, hello? I'm talking about. When we find people that are not passionate about what they're doing, there's no passion, and they're doing it, they're minimalizing what they have to do to succeed at what they're doing. Does that make sense? So whenever you see people that are minimalist, you will see a lack of passion. You see people who are trying to win national championship, trying to change every frickin' people's life that you can. When you watch, what's the deal in Germany with a guy saved as many Jews as possible, and he started that army? Schindler's List.
Oh, no.
Schindler's List is one. Which one did you say? Schindler's List. He was passionate because he was trying to save everybody he could. Does that make sense? Whenever you see a person trying to do everything they can, recruit, build, change lives, love people, keep their family together, love their wife, train their children, them people, passion. You find people that are okay about the business, okay about their family, okay about their income, I guarantee you can track it back down to minimizing. Right. They're looking for ways to get just enough so they can, does that make sense? Minimalizing, that breeds mediocrity. Cancer. Okay, so I want to give you this. I talk about what creates passion. People ask me so many times about enthusiasm, and you can look up and see what that means. I can tell you what it means. This is God inside. God inside. God did not create you to be a minimalist. He created you for greatness. People say, not me. I go, yes, you too. Even you. Like you have no idea. Like, Chad, I tell myself all this time, you're included in the group, all right? Like I'm telling myself, you too are in that group that was created for greatness. He's inside of you. You don't know how to prove it? Try to do most you can do today and see how you do differently. See if you look more enthusiastic. Try it for 90 days. Heck, some of you try it for 24 hours. Try to do all you can do in a day and see how you feel at the end of the day. See if you just slam out. Run 20 appointments in a day, pick up $15,000 in premium. Come back, I am so tired. You come back, woo! Baby, wake up! I need to talk to you about something. I got energy. And $15,000 premium. She said, what'd you say? I was asleep, but I feel energetic. It's contagious, baby. You can't pick up $15,000 in a premium. I don't care if you work 20 hours. You pick up $15,000. You go have energy when you get back to the house. Can I get an amen? Is that not the truth? I mean, just minimize it. Went on my 4 appointments. Got my 3 sales. About wore slam out. I reckon so. You got your minimum in, didn't you, buddy? Minimalize strips passion, strips energy, strips enthusiasm, strips likability, strips charisma. Ain't nobody charismatically attracted to the minimalist. No. Don't want to be around them. Love them from a distance. Hey, y'all, what's up? All right. I got great news up in here. There is a cure if you feel like you might have a touch. You know what I'm saying? You're like, give me some vitamin C, right? Get some water and some rest. That's not the cure for minimalists. Minimalist is this. It's a question. The quality of your life be determined by the quality of your questions. What's the most I can do? What's the best I can do? What's the smartest I can be? What's the earliest I can get up? What's the earliest I can get up and still live? What's the latest I can go to bed and what's the earliest I can get up and still survive? What's the most appointments? What's the most dials? What's the longest amount of time I can stay gone from the house? What's the most I can do? I'm telling you, it'll mess you up in a good way. You start going, holy cow, I'm more excited. I'm more excited. Most sales, most annuities, most recruits, what's your best, what is your greatest potential? And I'm telling you, people get up here and they go, I'm in comfort zone, minimalized. What's the minimum I can do to maintain me where I've got here? And what do you do when you minimalize? You lose enthusiasm, you lose your attraction factor, you lose your charisma, I've lost their trust, I've lost their respect, I've lost my followers. You've turned into a minimalist and we know it. We see it in your life. It's called mediocrity. It's called comfort zone. It's not how much I can do, how many people I can help. That's right. It's how minimum, you can be a minimum on any level. But maximize. What's the most I can do? You say, Andy, activity, right? An activity with a purpose. Not just appointments. So wait a minute, Andy, what could you possibly mean by that? I book more appointments. Your goal is to get more passion. Your goal is to put more enthusiasm in your life. Your goal is to become more charismatic so that more people follow, so that more people are helped, so that more people are saved. Like if I just got one person go, wait, what did he say? I go, what I said is what I said. One person changed. The more activity has a purpose. It's not to get more premium. You say, but aren't we going to get more premium? Duh! Yes, you get more premium in the free trip. But that wasn't the ultimate goal. You go, I just want to hit that goal. Okay then. That's okay. But if you did it with a purpose, now the whole thing changes. Now you don't like, I've got 7 issue pay legs. Let me see if that's the minimum amount. Let me see. Yes, that will take me all the way up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would take me to the board member level. I need a minimum of 7 issue paying legs, 7 different legs. So I'm going to minimalize. How hard is it to hit that level if you only have the minimum? You know, people go to, well, if that's not the minimum, what is the minimum? Does that make you hear yourself saying it? You say, I thought 7 would do it, Andy. I only need 7 legs to become a senior board member. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, shoot. It'll take me all the way past executive board member. All I need is 6. And you're talking about having 7. And then I go, you understand some of the people that you have are never become district managers, and therefore you will never reach this level. So then they say, well, what's the minimum I do have to have so that I can be assured that it's 6 people? It's that minimum part that's messing you up. That's why I'm always hiring. Maximize. How wide could we possibly be? How deep could we How many people could we get started this week? What's the most we can do? What's the most I can do? What's the most people I can talk to? How can I have the highest effect? Minimalizing people are self-seekers. They seek self-preservation, self-comfort. Minimalized people think, how can I get the most enjoyment like out of my life without contributing to your life? What do I care about you, Joe? What do I care about you, Mark? Why do I want to go to where you are? I'm more comfortable here. Can I talk to you on the phone? Because that's more convenient for me. They're self-seekers. They're not contributors to society. They're not trying to change. One of the things we love is the entrepreneur school at NC State, where me and Jane give hundreds of thousands of dollars to the entrepreneurial deal. Okay? So Spencer's tuition to go to high school is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is about 10 times higher than Haley's college education. We pay 10 times more for go to high school. On my phone is a call from the director of advancement. You don't know what that means, but I know what that means. I got a letter from Christy, who is assistant director of the advancement. And here's what they want. Another massive donation check. So you pay for the tuition, which is way more. And I asked Jane, I said, do you think we should? She said, I think we should. I said, I think we should too. We should give them more than the tuition and the minimums. You understand? Like people say to me, I bet your daughter goes on scholarship to NC State since you give them so much money. I'm like, Bo, I don't know which part you don't understand. Where I am contributing to them. I'm not trying to take away from them. Does that make sense? So if they gave it to her for free, I would just tack on 4 times that amount in donations. It's not like I'd save my way to wealth. That's right. You can't get rich saving money. Makes sense? All right. Self-minimalizing stifles the human spirit. There's no creativity. There's no try. There's no figure out how I can do this and this. I was talking to this new guy that's killing it with us yesterday, and I was picking up to-go food for Jane and Spencer's ex-girlfriend's the one giving me the food. I'm hugging her and kissing her and laughing and asking her what she did to my son. Like, what'd you do to him? And you sure pretty today, but what'd you do to him? Dadgummit, I got to get my food. Here's my credit card. Yes, sir. What you need to do is you need to talk to people in between running appointments. You understand? I've been on the phone the whole time I'm telling all this. Does that make sense? People say, well, I just wouldn't be that rude. I go, oh, you wouldn't be that rude. Would you do one thing at a time? Because it's more comfortable for you, isn't it? Because you're the most important person in the world. I love you. And as long as you're comfortable, I'm happy. Come here, let me give you a hug. I got plenty of those people. I'm looking for a person who wants to give more, help more, do more, maximize. Not sell enough that I can live a nice life and then watch television and smoke my cig, drink my liquor, play my video games, and do nothing. Like, Andy, you don't want to have no fun, do you? Bo, did you not hear what I just did the last 18 days? And if I told you the rest of the year, let me just say I would be over a lot of people's vacation plans. I would go past them. At least 4 more weeks of world-class travel coming up, minimum. That's silly. I'd say it's more like 7 or 8 more weeks on top of the last 15. Does that make, it's just, yes. But to do that, you've got to give out. You've got to give up. Okay. All right. In every country, in every age group, every society, and every team, there's always 1 or 2 that say, I'm going to do more. I want a championship. Today, I'm looking for that. Who is the people that are rising up? And here's the great news in the Alliance. You sense the enthusiasm? We have some people that are looking at their daddy and their mama and their uncle and their granddaddy, and he ain't never done nothing in his life, but they want to do something. Their upline ain't necessarily enthusiastic or passionate because they done reached the comfort zone, but they have decided to love their upline, say hey to their upline, give them credit for bringing it in, give them credit, and then do everything they can do. Maximize, regardless of the one what brought you in. Does that make sense? We started to find them. Yes! And they're so much fun to work with. They're there early. They're on the front row. They're right behind them with a bruise because they lost and got the second row. Got their fault stomped. The last Instant Thunder, we had an altercation. I didn't say an altar call. I said an altercation. That's the part where somebody says they had the other seat and the other person said, well, when I got here, your stuff was back over there. And I don't know who moved it. And that's when it started to get ugly. And that's when the President's Club had to police the situation. And they thought I would be upset, and I was like, yes! We finally started getting them. The people who don't listen to the status quo, the people that don't say, how many days do I got to work, the people that say, I wish it was more than 7 days, Andy. If I had 1 more hour in the day. If I had 1 more phone call, if I could just talk out of both, I got 2 ears but I only got 1 mouth. If I could talk and talk at the same time, it would be better. If I could text, talk, email, drive, and talk to somebody riding in my car, I go, that's you who we've been looking for. This is the cure, this is the excitement I have, is we're starting to find people who are saying, what's the most I can do? What's the most I can give back to the team? What's the hardest I can work? What's the most I can read? How many audios can I listen to? How many people can I teach? How many people can ride in my car and I train them? How many people can I tell the secrets to? How many people can I open their eyes? How many kids can I talk to and said, don't listen to the average people. You ain't average. You ain't no turkey. You ain't no donkey. You ain't no junk, Bo. You was created you were created for success. You were created for abundance. You were created to own a jet. There's somebody right there building a jet that's going to be perfect for you. You're going to have that stuff. See, how many people can you say that to? How many people can you get close enough to them that you can just grab and say, listen, I'm telling you, you can have it. How many people? Like not, what's the minimum people I need to help to get a ring? It's how many people can I get to have a ring? All right? This is a cure. It's a question. What's the most I can do? I can leave it at that. What's the most I can give? I'm damaged goods. I've got defects. Got some speech impediments. It's called redneckitis. I'm from a different country, and I don't know what A means. I don't know from Canada, from Yugoslavia. I don't know how many countries in Europe. Heck, I thought it was one. I don't know stuff, Andy. I hear you. What I want to know is what's the best you can do. And then once we get you to the best you can do, we can get you better by what's the most association, what's the most you can do living around winters. What's the most audios you can listen to? What's the most books you can get through? What's the most I can do is the life-changing cure to minimalism. That's what I got to say about that. I texted Adam. I texted a couple people. I think Davies might be one. I don't know who else got this statement, and I was like so fired up one day in Europe, in one of the countries. I don't even know which one, and I texted this little piece of information that I'm trying to pull up because I stored it right here where I could easily find it, which I cannot find it right now. Those three things, Davies, you send them to me right now. They'll be Adam Cat, send them to me because it's not coming up like I want it to. Here's what I know while I'm getting this ready is the biggest organizations we have in the company have depth. Y'all know what depth is? All right. Depth is for brand new people. By the way, this what I'm going to talk to you about is how to do what I've done in 1/10 of the time or 1/20th of the time. How to get there faster. This just gets you there quick. This gets you executive vice president fast. This is fast getting you there. It's cheap. Now, don't get me wrong. What's the most I can do, right? But it's the most is what's the fastest you can get there and what's the most profitable you can get there, okay? Thank you for everybody that's sending it to me that I sent it to. Several of you got it. All right, here we go. And then there was that find, friend, and develop was the other three things, Adam. Okay, so depth is this. This is you, and you hire somebody that's doing good, and then they hire somebody like this, and somebody like this, and somebody like this, and 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 this. So we call that 1 level, 2 level, 3 levels, 4 levels, 5 levels, 6 levels down. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So the huge organizations like Alex Abian, who hired Mike Leventovich, who hired Mickey. Is that right? Mickey, are you next in lineup? No? Who's next in lineup under Mike Leventovich? Junior? Where's Mickey? Is he in here? Mickey. So he hired Mickey Cruz. Mickey hired Junior. And then Junior hired Patricia. And Junior hired 5 or 6 other people. So what happens is you got a doing good. You got a doing good. We get massive volume. Massive. So if an organization like you has something like this right here, and all these people are phenomenal salespeople right here, phenomenal, but they got one leg like this is where the volume comes from. And the volume's that's what you get paid on. People say, but I get a bigger spread, or if I got a great salesperson, I'll make a lot of money. Okay, I have one benefit over you. I have a bigger group. So I can see, Jason, where the volume comes from, and I know who gets the big checks. This organization does not make that much money, but he's a happy camper because he thinks he's doing a lot of volume. It's when you have depth in multiple legs. So if you had this leg was 6 deep and this leg was 6 deep, it would make your income 10 times higher. I'm just telling you. You say, what about a guy that writes $30,000 a month or $20,000 a month? How does it compare? No comparison. Because the day he goes to Europe, his income stops. The day his back gets hurt and he can't get in the car, his income stops. The day he can't go out and sell, his income stops. No, I don't see enthusiasm for a guy who's scared. And I would be scared if it was dependent on me every single day. Because some days I don't feel as good. But in my business, matter of fact, I was talking to a guy for Transamerica, and I was like, what's your business look like? He said, I sold 4 cases last year with Trans. 4 cases, and he won a trip. Okay? I said, huh. He said, how about you? I said, I don't know, we sold 1,500 this week. He's like, 1,500 this week? You wasn't even there. I was like, hallelujah, praise God. It's a miracle. I planned it this way. I would suggest you plan yours that way. It's when you're not there, it grows. But I'm telling you, when this person goes away and this person stays here, this person won't work. Why? Why should he? You right here telling him what to do. You say, well, why does this person sell when this person's away? Because this person's coming! It's called a fire in the basement, baby. The volume comes from depth every single time. This person selling is important. And getting a person underneath him selling is important. Hello? 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 So people selling is important. You mean recruiting and selling is important? Duh! That's why we sell and recruit and build. We didn't teach you the wrong thing. That's the one thing we do. That's right, Brian. That's the one thing we do. We sell, recruit, and build. I want to talk to you about building. Building is getting depth. It's not just hiring a guy. This is called building. I know I'm taking it to a different level for some of you, and you've never heard this before. It won't be the last time. It's called building. Building requires, here's what we do. The key to building is focus. Find one more person that we can build a relationship with and trust, and then they do 3 simple things. Focus. How many times did you hear that word the other day when I was talking to you? It's been a month or so, and I said, or texted, focus. Focus. One-track mind. I had this male friend of mine, he said, one-track mind, all I'm going to talk about is sell, recruit, and build? I said, yeah. He said, that's impossible. Because I think about something else a lot. I said, okay, you're allowed to have a 2-track mind. But that's the end. I ain't listening to no. Focus. Laser. Mark. Does that make sense? Yes, sir. A person texted me the other day, said, she texted me, she said, I was telling my downline how I remember to get them to get on the call and come to conventions. Like how do you remember to tell your people to associate? I was like, that's the only thing I think about. Almost. There's only one. I can't tell her this. But it's the truth. You with me? Focus. I don't think about fishing. I don't think about North Carolina State football. I don't. Say, Andy, you love those guys. You know stuff. I don't think about it. You have no idea. People start talking to me about it, and I start daydreaming. See, but when you was on there with the coaches, you was interested. I'm talking to the head coach. The minute them suckers walked away from me, I'm texting my peoples. Because I got a one-track mind. You understand what I'm saying? I watch a movie, and the whole time I'm watching the movie, you with me? I'm thinking about something else. You say, you can't enjoy yourself. I'm thinking about enjoying myself. Does that make sense? I'm thinking about having fun. I'm not watching them people have fun. I'm thinking about my fun. And what ties into my fun is depth. I have found, how about this? Every hotel we went to, we were in 3 different 5-star hotels. Every single one, a different. By the way, the best one was in Denmark. I mean, in Netherlands, in Switzerland. I mean, in the Netherlands, which would have been Amsterdam. Jane had flowers like that. First hotel were about like this. Amsterdam was like this, and then the next one was about like this. That comes from depth. Does that make sense? Yes. So in some ways, the one-way focus helps all the other possible focuses in life. You follow what I'm saying? The laser creates volume, which creates premium, which creates cash flow, which is money piled up, which buys flowers and diamonds and world-class trip. Spraying, thinking about all these different things in your life, you get nothing. You're just shooting all over the place. You're trying to be a good golfer. You're trying to know what's going on the Young and Restless. You're trying to figure out Law and Order, who really killed them and who didn't. You're trying to figure out how to get the Cookie Monster or the Beetlejuice or the video guy to the next level. Who cares? You're trying to keep your yard looking nice so the neighbors aren't mad. You want to be really good at Scrabble, and you want to be really, really good at what? How many different things? Oh, and I want to have a lot of retarded friends. I want to have a lot of friends like dum-dums, because you're proud of these dum-dums that are your friend. And like, bro, let me tell you that part. You know the part where you thought you were a donkey or a turkey earlier? And I told you you was a less than perfect horsey? A less than perfect horsey can't run the race like this. You with me? The horsey that's got some little nicks and things bad with him needs to run like that. Every ounce of energy my man's got to be focused on getting to the finish line. He ain't got time to scratch. He ain't got time to ask the guy on his back, we call him the jockey. He ain't got time to ask the jockey, "How was your day, sir?" You go, "You want me to be rude? I don't want you to be rude. I want you to run." The horsey that didn't say hello, he said hello when he came up. They were getting ready to say, "Hello, how you doing?" "Good, I got a row." Does that make sense? He was not rude when he first came up, but we don't have to understand everything about the jockey. We just need to run. Does that make sense? It's the do. It's the sell, recruit, and build. It's not, "I've been thinking about the carriers, Andy, and I wish they would develop this." Jeez, Bo, we got Henson, we got Tripp, we got me, we got all kinds of people. We don't need that, bro. We need sell, recruit, and build. We need focus. We need a one-set mind track. Does that make sense? 3 things that the people need to do. What do I do with my phone? The 3 things that we need for them to do. Listen and watch and attend every activity, TWC, and product call. Come to every event. It's called association. When it happens. So, Linda, if you will go to each individual and say, "This is what I'm looking for, but I'm not mad if it's not you. I need you to listen to everything and be on everything. I need you to book appointments every single week. Book appointments. That means make phone calls. Break it down to the simple and go sell every week. Sell some insurance every week and try your hardest to win the cruise." Like if you don't want to win the cruise like crazy and you're way behind and you haven't quintupled or quadrupled your phone calls, your appointments, I want to hug you, but I don't want to try to help you. Like I don't. Why, Andy? Because it's hard to help a person who don't want to be helped. And if you won't book appointments and try to win the Mediterranean cruise, you didn't do number 2. Does that make sense? You're not trying to win. You say, "Are you writing me off?" No. I'm looking for the person who I want to get in their face and help. You say, "But you're shunning me because I'm not trying to win the cruise." I'm not shunning you. Come here. Come closer. I will hug you. But tell me what I'm doing wrong. You're not trying to win the cruise. That's what I said. Didn't I say that already? If I talk to you like that, you're going to quit. And I don't want you to quit, because at some point in your life, a switch may come on.
That's right.
And I'm praying for you. Isn't it enough that I'm praying for you? You say you want me to get in your face, but you don't want to. Now watch. How many of you can testify that you tried that with people and it didn't work? Raise your hand. Right? You better raise your hand, girl. People don't like that. People don't like that. Just be nice to them. Hug them, wave at them, high five them. And when they say something like, I'm coming for it, don't look at them and say, you a bald-faced lie. I've seen your activity books, and it looks like that man's head. Shiny. Nothing up in there. Don't say that to them. Don't even look at their... Look, if you know they're not trying to win the cruise, and you know they're not booking appointments, and you look at their book, look at it with rose-colored glasses. Squint at it. And go, you looking good there, baby. You look like you're going, It's like that. And they say something to you like, no, seriously, I want you to tell me really. And you go, I'm sincere. I'm sincere. I believe in you. I love you. But go back to number 2, in your mind think, that's not who I'm looking for. I'm looking for people we can build a relationship with, people that we can trust, people that, number 1, attend and listen to every activity call, every single one, every single TWC, every product call, come to every convention, everyone. That's who we're looking for. Okay? It's not that many. It's a TWC, it's an activity, it's a product call, and it's a hotspot. So that's like 5 or 6 hours out of 168. Does that make sense? That's it. Yes. Whatever it is, that's it. That's it. They got to do that, and they got to be booking enough appointments, and they got to really, really, really try to win the Mediterranean cruise. If they're not trying to win the Mediterranean cruise, quit telling me that they're the greatest thing ever, that are doing everything they're supposed to do. Right. They're not booking enough appointments. You see what I'm saying? So not only do I'm not looking for a person. I'm not looking for a person. Like if this is me. And this is you, I don't need you to tell me he's doing everything he's supposed to be doing if he's not. I want you to say, this one is doing everything. This one. Does that make sense? And then I want you to tell them all, like, I'm not mad at you if you don't. As a matter of fact, I'll probably hug you more if you're not doing everything, or I'll probably be nicer to you. You say, why? Because I'm usually tougher on the people that want to win, because I have to be tougher on them because they want to win. You see, you don't care about winning. Therefore, I don't need to be tough on you. I could just be nice to you. Matter of fact, let me get you something to drink. Sit right there. I don't want you to get up and strain yourself. Why don't you pull your phone out and maybe play a game while I go over here and get you something to drink. The people that are treated the best in your hot spots should be the worst performing people. Wow. Just say, come here, we've saved you a seat, we've put your name on it. You don't even have to pick out a seat. Don't mental energy. No, nothing that's going to go out of your head. Just say, we're going to let you sit right here. You say, but Andy, give them some responsibility. They'll feel like they belong. No, they don't even want to win a Mediterranean cruise. Why would they want responsibility on top of that? Just tell them, come on in, love on them. Hey, maybe they had a spouse just die. Maybe their kid's on drugs. Maybe they got beat up by their husband. Or maybe their wife punched them in the face every day and this man's getting beat up. Maybe he's emotionally scarred. Maybe his wife is not nice. Maybe her house is nasty, she won't clean up. Maybe the husband don't help clean up. Who knows what they're dealing with? Just be nice to them. They're a horsey. They're just experiencing something right now. And they don't want them in the Mediterranean cruise. How do you know this? They're not booking enough appointments. Andy, they want to do it, they're just not doing the work. No compute. No compute. No comprehende. No understand. No. We say? Picked that up in Barcelona. Did I say it right? Pala.
Nailed it.
Huh? Do what? Yeah, they did speak a different language. They did, Catalano. They mentioned that. I thought that was a drink. All right. Number 3, they're putting effort in calling people, trying to get them in the business to win the Mediterranean cruise. Every day, every week, they're calling other people. Some people call that recruiting. I don't call that recruiting. I call that trying to get other people to win the Mediterranean cruise. Every day, every week. You with me? So if this person right here is calling people every day, trying to recruit them, every day, running ads, going on appointments, and at the appointment, he tries to tell them that we got leads and we need some help. So this person is trying to win the Mediterranean cruise with all their heart. They're watching TV, TWC, they're listening to the activity calls, and every day they're trying to do this. And they're trying to do it like this, down in here, and trying to get other people to become team builder. Team builder is like this. If you are talking to this person here and trying to get this person to become team builder so that they get 25,000 extra points, so that they win the Mediterranean cruise, then that person is doing the 3. Say, Andy, I thought you was going to show me how to go executive vice president. Yeah, you got to find people like this. You got to quit trying to make. You got to quit trying to make chicken salad out of chicken poop. You with me? They're not chicken poop, but they're eagles who think there's turkeys. You're trying to make executive vice president with people that think they're turkeys, and you're arguing with them. A friend of mine, he said, you're trying to teach a pig to sing. You can put lipstick on him, make him purty, put a dress on him, but in the end of the day, you try to make that pig sing, you're going to get dirty, muddy, frustrated, and the pig's going to be pissed off too. Don't misidentify this person or this person. Identify, and then take those people and coach them on the skills. Teach them how to sell, get referrals, tell them how to get their program policies to stick. Don't teach the wrong people. Andy, I got this person writing $15,000 a month, but he won't recruit. I want to go, who coached him? Who wasted all that time trying to get that person who was only willing to do 1/3 from day one? You go, Andy, you're only willing to coach a guy that wants to do all the stuff. Ain't that what I said? Then I'm going to tell you. A guy who wants to do it all is the one you coach. Eventually, we got to play offense, son. We can't play defense all of our life. We can't do minimum. What's the minimum I got to do to keep my house? What's the minimum I got to do to keep them stealing my car? What's the minimum I got to do because I feel like I'm loved? What's the minimum I got to do? What's the minimum I got to do to pay my bills? Minimum to keep my wife. No, you want a guy that's wanting to go all out, who wants to build a dynasty. Look for him. And the other thing that's critical is you're not mean to the ones that don't. Don't beat them up. Be nice to them. We're going to start getting people paranoid. Everybody's nice to you. Be like, what, you think I ain't recruiting? You think I ain't getting referrals or something? Quit being nice to me. But no. We like you. That's why we're nice to you. We like you. And don't mutter under your breath, We looked at the leaderboard. You ain't nothing on Mediterranean cruise. Be nice to them. And if they say, you don't understand, I got stuff going on in my life, say, I completely understand. I understand. You're okay, I'm okay. Everybody's cool. I'm not bad. This is the huge thing, is find people that are doing those three things. Do you remember what they are? I had to look back. I'll text these to you. Number one, listen and watch everything. Attend. Number two, I'm trying to just do whatever. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 30 appointments, whatever they got to do. You can tell them how many appointments you're making. 800 dials in a week to get 5 or 6 sales. However many you got to do. What's the most I got to do? The most I can do. People that are doing everything. That's who you're looking for. And people that are calling people every day trying to help them do it. Every single day texting people. Every single day calling people. Every day trying to get wide. Every day trying to help somebody get out of the mud. It's every day trying to find somebody else to get out of poverty. Every day trying to help somebody else. Not just a one monkey show. You with me? Not just a defensive player. Eventually we got to find people who want to play offense and defense and special teams. We want to find everybody. So what we're doing. So here's what you're doing. You are finding, befriending, and develop. So you find them by running the ads, you talk to them, you find them, you get them started, and then you become their friend. While you're their friend, you can tell what they're doing because you're close to them. And then you either develop them or you just stay their friend. That makes sense? You can't develop somebody that don't want to be developed. Can't help somebody that don't want to be helped, but we can still be their friend. So you find them, friend them, develop them. You stop at friendship if they can't be developed. You know why? Because you got to get another friend who wants to be developed. And that's the person you do it all with. That makes sense? This is not complicated stuff. That's the person we text. That's the person we call. That's the person. And you can play around with Team Builder and see how many team builders you need become executive vice president. It's not many. Okay? Check it out real fast. All you need is 4 agency managers and 2 key leaders. That's it. That's all you need. Key leader is the biggest obstacle. And all a key leader is the person who has a guy who has 2 selling, another guy who has somebody selling, and then just 2 people. That's key leader. And after you need a key leader, see, look to go from a key leader to agency manager, all you need is a team leader, a BP, and an IBA. So that's the trick. The key leader is a guy who has 2 selling, a guy who has 1 selling. That's key leader, and then 2 others just selling. That's key leader. You say, that's nothing. I know, that's what I'm telling you. But it's impossible to have this guy, to get a guy to have 2 people selling if this guy ain't calling nobody to recruit. It's impossible. So you're not going to get there. He's got to start with being that guy. And by the way, if he ain't selling, he ain't going to the Mediterranean cruise. What's the point? If we ain't traveling the world with him, what's the point? You say, what if they were just selling 3 or 4 a week, or 1 a week, or 2 a month, and I'm making money off of them? I don't want to be mean to them, but they're not doing it. How do I get them to do it? You don't. You go find, befriend, and develop. But this person wants to do it. Show me their number of appointments they're booking. They're not booking appointments, bruh. They're not trying, bruh. They don't want to do it, bruh. Do they want to do it? They're just not. No, they don't. No comprende. Don't get it, Bo. Find them. The great news about the Alliance, we're starting to find them.
Yeah, we are.
I see them on Chris Long's team. I see them on Stephen Davies' team. I see them on the Cats team. I see them on the Riddle team.
That's right.
I see them on the Swindale team. I see them on Jason. I'm starting to see them on the Thornton team. I'm starting to see them. It's called bright spots. It's like looking at the sky and seeing this star just start to kind of emerge. Like, that's a new star right there. No, the star's been there all along. It just started to burn. He just flipped the switch. Just flipped the switch. You got this whole organization. People are listening. People say, hey, Andy, how do people change, Beth? It's just a flip. I remember when your switch flipped, you just went from wah, wah to premium. I mean, by gosh, ain't that crazy? Well, you can't ask people, if you ain't never had your flip switch, you ain't never light come on, never started to burn, you can say to other people, what got you? How'd you change? Matter of fact, those that are here, you're going to see the people that are killing it. How many people are on track to go to Mediterranean? I ain't talking about when you go and go, oh, I've got it in the pipeline. I'm talking about you do the math, you're on track to go to Mediterranean cruise. Stand up. Stand up if you're on track to win a Mediterranean cruise. That's right. Get any people a hand? Yeah. All right. Y'all step back down. So if you want to go up to them and say, when did you make a decision? How bad did it hurt you? You with me? When people are in bad situations of life, drinking too much, not paying the bills, being too mean to people, people say when they hit rock bottom, that's when they'll change. Let me break it to you. You can change anywhere you want to. It's a decision. That's why I'm not mad when people don't change. I don't get mad at them because it's their decision when they change. My job is to be nice to everybody and find, friend, develop. My job is to work with the ones that want it. And that's how I stay not frustrated. That's how I stay enthusiastic. That's how I stay passionate. That's how I drive the cars I drive. And my wife lives like she lives and my kids, that's how I do it. It's very, very simple. Okay? I think that wraps up our TWC. We got stuff to do with the Instant Thunder folks. I think we're going to check out an airplane and stuff. So thank y'all for plugging in. We love you. Bye-bye.